Good afternoon. My name is Samuel. For those who do not know me and those who are new to our channel, Anthropology at Work, we are saying welcome. Don't shy away from hitting that subscribe button. We are going to be dealing with some topics that have not been talked about for so long. I don't think we have so many anthropologists in this world, and I believe that we can add value and also put a third eye into every story out there. So today, I'm going to compare two unique stories, and those are the stories of how life came to be. And to be precise, I'm going to compare between the creation story that is told in the good book, the Bible, and the Kikuyu traditional story of how life started. The main agenda here is to see whether these two are similar or maybe they are totally different. And by the end of it all, we will know whether we are talking about the same story, just told by two different voices. Again, we should also be ready to know that when a story is told so many times, generation after the other, some information is eluded and some of it is twisted. I remember there is a day we were playing a game and you would be told one thing and you're told to tell the next person. And by the time we got to the 20th guy and he said what he has been told, it was totally different from the initial information. So we will see whether maybe in one of the stories, some of the information became distorted. Welcome to our humble abode. As you can see from the back, I am at home, and I want to be doing these videos outdoors. I also get the fresh air. So most of us, or even 99% of the people, know the creation story that is told in the Bible. So I'm not going to spend so much time on it, but I'm going to just give a small brief that according to the Bible, the earth and everything in it was done in 6 days. So from Monday to Saturday. Then God rested on Sunday. And he created man on the sixth day. He parted day and night during the first day. Then he parted the dry land and the sea. Then he created the wild animals and the what? And the birds of the air and the animals in the sea. Then on another day, he created the moon, and that's how the season came to be. All that. And he did this just by saying, "Let there be." And then Adam and Eve were placed in a garden. Then they were given dominion to rule over everything that was on earth. Actually, they were given even permission to give them names. And after they sinned, they were thrown out of the garden. And that's how they even realized their sexuality. I don't know why they were hiding. How do you hide from one another and you're only two of you? If I was Adam matterning, I'd have done crazy stuff with my third leg or something. So I didn't get why they had to hide their nakedness. But anyway, that's not the point. And then they started getting children. They got Cain and Abel. And then Cain killed Abel, and Cain fled. And then Adam and Eve got other children. Blah, blah, blah. That is the creation story. The Kikuyu traditional story as it is told, this is not known by many. But you'll be surprised to learn that the Kikuyus also started from two people, namely Gikoyo and Mombi. Still believe that they were created by God because these two, these two, where did they come from? So they still came the same way Adam and Eve were created by God. And then my thinking is that Gikoyo and Mombi were also created by God and they were placed near a mountain. And that's why every time, and I actually feel like they believe that they came from this mountain. Because even to date, when the Kikuyu traditional religion are praying, they normally face where the mountain is. And these two guys, Kikuyu and Mombi, begot 8 daughters. Yeah, 8 daughters peke yake. They never got males. So when you go to the Kikuyu land, you'll hear the Ambois. Those are now the different sub. Are they called the subsets? So Kikuyus again. Remember in another video I told you about how Kikuyus were matriarchal. Here we are learning that Gikuyu and Mombi got 8 daughters, so it is tied to the same. Now you can piece those two things together. Now, these daughters went out and got married. Yeah, I know now you're asking yourself, who did they get married to? Unfortunately, I never got that piece of writing, so I'm not going to give theories here that I cannot prove. As an anthropologist, I have to speak facts, and if something is just a myth, then I have to call it a myth. I'm not saying that the men that they married were myths. All I'm saying is that according to what I've learned over time, the 8 daughters went out and got betrothed to some men out there. Where the men came from, I don't know, but that is how the Kikuyu story starts. What happens after that is not within the scope of this video. We are already into 7 minutes. I thought it would be like 3 minutes. But when I look at those two stories, in my own assessment, that is the same story. I mean, Adam and Eve, Gekoyo and Mombi. Adam gets 2 boys. One kills the other, and the one that remains runs away from home. Then they get other children, and life continues. There is a mystery as to how this life continued. I know within the Jew community, they are able to even marry their cousins. But then for you to get cousins, then you have to have 2 other sets of children. So again, there is that mystery about where did these other people come from that they started their families with. Again, the same thing with Gekoyo and Mombi. They get 8 daughters. Then these daughters go out there and they get married and they start their own families. And that is where the different, I don't know whether to call them 8 sets but anyway, they are Ambois, Nyamburas, Wairimos, all those. If you have done much of Kikuyu culture, and that means that you have the proof, maybe you can come to the comments and tell us, where did these 8 girls get husbands from? Again, for us who are Christians, I want to challenge you. And I'm not challenging your faith. I said I'm also born again, so I'm not here to challenge whether what you have been taught over time is true or not. But I would also want to know, wherever Cain went, who did he marry? Did he even marry? Now, after Adam gets other children, who do they marry and where do they get these spouses from? So it's something, when you're challenged, you should go there and try and look for more information. But according to me, there is no difference between the creation story and the Gikuyu and the Mombi story. Because remember, even in the Bible, you'll see there is a very huge resemblance of the place of God and also in the mountain. You know, Moses, when Moses is meeting God, he's meeting him in a burning bush. Again, somewhere on top. Jesus being crucified, he's being crucified on top of what? Of a mountain. When Kikuyus are praying, they pray facing the mountain. The Jews and the Kikuyus had never met to come up with a similar story. But when these two stories are brought up, then you see the different pieces coming together. Remember what I said? Mine, as an anthropologist, I believe that most of these stories are, or most of these theories that we hear, are one and the same. It's only that we try to put them apart so that you can discredit one from the other. The white man, when he came to Africa, or to Kenya to be precise, they tried to show us that the religion we were believing in was not correct, and what they had come with was the right one. Maybe if they would have given us time to explain to them how our religion was, they would have realized that we were Christians even before them. It's only that we are going through a different name. The Kikuyus believe in one God, and they call him Gai. The Jews, or the Christianity that we believe in this one God that is still called God. It doesn't have a different name. Remember, even in the Bible, where they say that, how are these Israelites who pray to a God that does not have a name? And that was because the others had different gods with different names, resembling different seasons, or a god of war, a god of rain, the god of good fortune, the god of love. But Christians, the Jews, the Christianity that we profess, the belief is on one God, a God, a Son, and the Holy Spirit. Among the Kikuyus, again, is the same one God. And this is the one God who was supreme over everything. Let me not belabor the points. It's 12 minutes now. But according to my assessment, and I would want to hear your view on the comments, Christianity, or the creation story, is very similar to the Kikuyu traditional religion. Whichever came first, we will never know. But what I've come to realize is that these two stories are one and the same. This is Sam, and this is anthropology at work.